Hey.
Good evening.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're kind of shuffling and moving stuff all around
I know.
here.
It's just
All our
really.
toys.
I know. We're gonna have fun today.
Yeah,
Well, we
we
always
are.
have fun. I shouldn't say that, should I?
Exceedingly amounts of fun.
Yeah.
Excessive amounts as usual.
Yay!
My goodness, I'm having fun viewing some of these.
Oh wow! I bet.
I haven't seen them. They're like old friends. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Holy cow, you've got numbers. How cool.
Hey,
Okay.
Deborah. How are you doing?
Hi, Deborah. Come to play tonight. Good to see you on
Yes.
the chitter chat. Excellent.
Um.
Welcome to the show, guys. This is Eyes of Indigo. I'm Margo. That's Iris. And
Other way.
oh, in my camera, I'm pointing at you.
Oh my God! Now we really have screwed it up.
Margo is the one in pink and gray.
Yeah.
Iris is in blue.
I got my leopard print on.
She's got her black and blue leopards.
Just don't call me. What's that woman's name? I use Kathy. No, who was
Kathy
the lady?
Bates?
No, the one that was on the lion or the in Florida. That she always she and the guy were feuding about their lion rescue centers. And
Was this back in 2020?
I think it came out
It
in
was real
2020, but
popular.
then they've done a follow up on it too. Yeah, it was very
I never
popular.
followed
He
it,
had
but I
the
heard about
mullet.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I used to could think of her name off the top of my head, and I'd say, "Okay, I'm wearing this shirt. Just don't call me what's her face."
Lion
She was
Whisperer or something.
always, yeah, she was always wearing
Cat
animal
prints.
prints.
Animal prints.
And I cannot figure out why I can't get your name up. I don't know.
Well, no worries. You can see who Iris is. She's got a nice little white name.
I'm that dude. The one that's not as Margo.
That's right. That's right. And tonight's is
it's all going to hell in a handbasket really quickly.
Not too far out. We're good. But you can see those that can see us that are newcomers. Deborah's
Carol Baskin, yes.
Oh, the Baskins.
That bitch, Carol Baskin, according to Deborah.
Of course. Oh, I've heard that name several times.
Yes.
Now I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's da-di-da.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a regular on the show, please type in on the chats or the comment section and say hi. Let us know you're out there. If you are new to the show, welcome. Hi, we're glad to have you. If you'd like to know more about the background of me and Iris, especially since we have a very unique subject matter topic tonight, if you'd like to know more about where we came from, what we do, please feel free to go back and look at our first episode back in September of 2020. You can see it on YouTube. And that one's called Prequel. You can see all of our credentials and background in about a 30-minute show where we spend a lot of time laughing there too. But the focus of all of our shows is discussing weird stuff in a rational way. And tonight, Iris, where are we going?
We are going with It's All in the Cards. I know Margo had gotten a new set of Oracle cards recently that she was eager to try out. And I have some old faves here. And then Margo also has an additional deck with her. So we're going to talk about what the purpose of the decks are.
Yeah.
How people produce them, so to speak, and the purpose in them. And then anybody that wants a reading, you can just ask and we will do one for you. So that's that. And I'm trying to get rid of it and it won't go away. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay.
Technology is weird lately. That's nothing new.
I think, we got another week of Mercury.
Yeah, that makes it even worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you're switching over from one command to another command, as cryptic as that is, which is what's been going on for the past hard course going over for about the past 3 months, and it's coming to a head. Yeah, technology gets weird, switching from one satellite system to another satellite system. It's gonna get weird. But we are on the air and we're doing good now. And Iris and I have an opportunity for you to get sort of a mini reading. So all you've got to do, Iris, let's see, we can show them. We just hold them up and let people see the different, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And let people see the different covers.
Oh,
but you have a list. Go ahead and start with what your tools will be for this evening.
Wait a minute.
Who the makers are. Or do you want, or would you like for me to start?
You go ahead and start. I'm fighting with the text box right now.
No worries. The new deck that I got was a gift from a friend / client, and it's called the Akashic Oracle. And yep, that's what Iris has popped up there. And that is the first one, called the Akashic Oracle. The next one that she got up there is the Divine Animals Oracle. And that one, the cover of that one is like that. I don't know if that's reversed or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, that's not. There's pictures in here that are even prettier than that. They're even more amazing than that. You can see this beautiful bowl. This happens to be one of my favorites, but this one, it's about rabbits. And it's a really abstract, but it's very beautiful. There's another lion.
I like that.
Yeah, and she's got the ankh with her as well. And I just wanted to pull out something that was really. There's a lot. Nope. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Isn't she pretty?
Mm-hmm.
What else? And besides the animal, what's with her in the picture? That's also part of it. Here's Seahorse, which also has a couple of humans in it.
Oh, neat.
And it's a really neat deck. Lots of cool stuff. And the Cryon, it's spelled Kry.
Oh, I put CR.
And that's okay. Almost like crayon. I'm sure he's used to it. Not a big deal.
Oh, we did this in a hurry, so yeah.
Exactly. We wrote all that stuff up. There's the Crayon's got more than one deck out there, and there's this one. Heather Hilton just popped up. Good evening, Heather. And those cards Crayon's cards tend to be, straight up and
yeah,
like that has, interpretation along with it.
I love the borders and the scroll work.
They're very pretty. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff. Allow myself to receive, passion, power, and purpose, loving relationships, work that I love, different titles like that. The divinity within, the system with God is inside of me.
Nice.
On deck. Yeah. So, Iris, are you at a spot to share?
Yes.
Your tools?
Yeah, I've got several by Doreen Virtue. The Archangel Gabriel. And is this showing up the right way now?
It is. It is.
Okay. Because I flipped my camera. So, and so all of his have some sort of message at the top and an explanation at the bottom, but then I've got more as we
into it more.
Yeah, and that's like another one from it. Okay, so I got that one, and the Archangel Oracle cards. Let's see. And what else do they say about it? I'm just gonna
read you a little blurb.
Yeah, and there it is. The Oracle cards are intended, or these particular ones, Archangel Gabriel is a beloved angel from the Bible. He's also the angel of communication and messaging and that sort of thing. Um, and this is brings us joyful messages in addition to um, supporting human messages such as messengers such as writers, artists, craftspeople, that sort of thing. Gabriel
Yeah.
delivers happy announcements and that sort of thing. So that's kind of they're thoughtful messages. They're
Thought
thought
provokers.
invoking, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I've got the Soul's Journey. This is a James Van Prague. And these
Yeah.
are
He's an
lesson
interest.
cards. Yeah, and his are interesting. Um, in that, like, for example, here's the forgiveness card. I
Mm.
acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love.
Hmm.
And again, I mean, there's a little book that gives more explanation, but here's adversity. So
Nice little
it's like,
mandalas. Yeah.
yeah. So the idea is if there's something that you need to focus on, that the card gets drawn and you focus on whatever it is that you need at the time. Um, and then okay, I did Michael James. I've got my butterfly cards for life changes, and these are great for considering what other things that you need to focus on in your life. Um, the cards have different butterflies on them.
Ooh, look at those pretty babies.
Yeah. Oh, I got them upside down. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's all right.
But
It's still a butterfly. It's gorgeous.
like new career motivation. So it can be kind of a predictory thing, or there's a
Ad-
reason that it comes up, and we usually figure that out
Advisory.
through the reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last deck is magical messages from the
Hi,
fairies.
hi, Janine. We're showing our different connections, our collections at the moment. I'm glad you jumped in. Iris,
Yeah.
what'd you say? That shows the last one again.
This is the magical messages from the fairies. That's the little book that comes with it. And so that's the
Got
back
a
of the
fairy
card.
deck. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's yeah, like you said, it's basically a fairy tale. Oh, that's so bright you can't even tell. Um, here's one.
Sometimes there
Again,
you
a lot of
go.
reflection. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
admit your true feelings to yourself. Perfect timing. Um,
Good clarities.
yeah.
Ask for
Ask for
what you
what you
want.
want. So it's each set of cards. Usually, when I do readings directly with a person, I get a feeling from that person as
Hmm.
to
Which deck wants to talk?
yes, and I'll tell them. I'm getting my fairies and my butterflies mixed up. Uh,
They
and
like
I'll
that.
and I'll say, I'll ask them, is there a particular deck that you want?
Hmm.
If they're drawn to a deck, but then sometimes I'm like, yeah, and most of the time, what happens is they'll be kind of debating, and and they'll say, I want, and just as I'm getting ready to reach for it, I want that deck, and I already
Click,
knew.
click, click, click. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, so when people create these cards, I know that there's different things that go on, but even with tarot cards or oracle cards, the people, it's kind of like writing a book or something where you've got messages that or intuit messages, and you get somebody to draw the cards up if you're not an artist. The artwork is important,
Very.
and the artwork contains messages also.
Very much so.
And then but and that's why tarot decks come in all different kinds.
Yeah.
I've got a fairy tarot deck, and I've also got a '50s kitchen tarot deck that's hysterical. Um, your wands are brooms and your knives are all the cutlery that's in a kitchen. That
Very
kind of thing.
cool. Very cool.
Um, but the cards will reveal something. You intuit a little bit along with it, and then you can look at the description in the book, and that usually adds insights too. And it's amazing how accurate they are.
It's all access to the Akashic. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So what we want to do, is there anything else you can add to what I was saying about drawing and creating?
There's lots of different about how they're created.
Yeah.
Yeah, creating them is a practice all by itself. I'm thinking more in terms of next step, different ways that um, uh, when I'm reading that my client can access what they want. Um, and I'm thinking about the format with the us tonight, with the two of us. You basically have 6 decks, 3 with Iris and 3 with me. When somebody wants to take a turn at 4,
7.
you have 4. You have 7 in all. All right. So 7 in all to choose from. And to make this easier for them, you guys can, Iris has listed in the chat on both YouTube and on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
what card decks we're using. However, you can also ask us to just intuitively which one do you think needs to be for me, and we'll guide you from there. It can be a number, it can be a shuffle, it can be a draw, it can be a flip and tell me stop. Flip, pick, 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 pick until you tell me stop. It can be a numbered thing. It can be just straight intuitive. There's lots of different ways. When it's your turn, we'll guide you
Yeah.
and
For
on that.
for the purpose of this, one of the things I'm getting is typically when I'm doing a reading, I'm I'll be sitting there talking to the person, and I'll tell them, okay, if there's something you want to focus on that you have a question about, or that you want to, and I'll sit there and I'll be shuffling the cards. Tell me think about what
Want to
you
know?
want to learn from this, or what you want to get from this, or what your question is. And then, and I'll shuffle, and then it's like I get kind of a little mental tap of, okay, stop.
Yeah.
And I'll ask, do I need to cut the cards? And sometimes I'm told yes, sometimes I'm told no. And I'll kind of also communicate, you know before I even start, this is how we're doing it. I'm going to shuffle, and you tell me when to stop, kind of things, to spirit.
That's another way to do it, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I'll say, do I need to cut it? No. Okay, we'll just take the top card. That's what I tell the person, and turn
Go
it
from
over
there.
for them. So it's like, while they're thinking and while I'm shuffling, whatever's happening needs to happen here is happening in the deck. And then I, you know, read it. So I'm thinking sometimes I'll give it to them to cut. Again, it's very intuitive. I mean, I was doing readings for family over Christmas, and there was about 6 different people that wanted readings, and each one, it was different. I was like,
Good.
okay, get them to cut it in 3 decks and take the top 3 off of each cut. Take the one off each cut. And I was like, because I was doing a 3-card reading.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I did that. And then the next person was like, just get them to cut it and then take the top card. Oh, okay. And then our top 3 cards. And then it was another one. I fanned them out and said, pick 3.
Yeah.
It just depends on the person. But I think for this,
What's at their energy? Yeah.
yeah. So it's an interesting process.
So who wants to go first?
Yeah. In the comments, put your name and what.
Well, your name's going to show, so put
the person, and if you know which deck, put that too.
And if you don't know what deck, just put you choose or whatever.
And if you don't volunteer, I'll pick from the names that have already appeared, and we'll just say, who can we read for?
And let the medicine wheels turn.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
So,
So it does
yeah.
take a little while for names to, when you type in chat or comment, it does take sometimes a minute or two for a
I'm putting
name to.
Janine up. I know you already said hello to her, but I wanted to put her up just because.
There you go.
Edie, and you
Edie
pick.
popped up. Thank you. Sometimes it takes a
Okay.
few minutes for a name to show up. Catherine showed up. She wants,
Catherine wants the butterflies. So why don't you
okay.
do Edie's?
So Edie,
And,
hi Edie.
and wait a minute, while you're doing that, I can
Yes.
shuffle. Edie, would you? I mean, yeah, Catherine, be thinking of if you have a particular question or if you just want whatever general knowledge you need to have right now. Whatever. Just think about that while I'm shuffling and while Margo's
So
doing
when your
her
turn
reading.
comes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
And a universal statement for everybody, when you hear someone else's reading, there is a little bit of information in there for you too.
Very
So even
true.
though this is Edie, specifically Edie's reading, and the next one will be named for Catherine, there's still stuff in there for Deborah, for Margo, for Heather, for Iris, for Janine, for the other ladies and gentlemen. It's for everybody. So if you're here and you're hearing it, it's also for you. You came tonight for a reason. The universe brought you here. So, Edie, goodness, I am. It says you said you pick, and I have a favorite deck, but nope. They want me to do the Cryon one for you. So, my first instinct, well, is to show you, give you an idea. There's literally, goodness, maybe 60 cards in here. So, Edie, what I'm going to start doing is literally, I'm going to go like this. I'll do it slower so you can see. And I'm just pulling off one card at a time. And you tell me, it's going to, remember, there's a delay. Okay. You tell me stop in the comment section, and your name will pop up and it'll say stop. So here we go. Unless, of course, you want the very first card, then just say that. And if we do get to the end of this, I'll start over. There. All right. Edie said stop. Woo. It said both of these cards are yours. Interesting. The one I had just pulled and the one that was next. They're both for you, Edie. And these are from Cryon, who is a really very, very highly in tune person. If you want to, you can always hear Cryon's readings and presentations for free on his website, cryon.com. But back to this. Edie's first card out of the two is I Attract My Beloved. And it's a reddish color. I don't know how it shows up on your computer. But it says, I give thanks for the mutual love and attraction I feel and share with my beloved. And what's interesting is a beloved may or may not be a person. It could also be a pet. It could also be a family member, a grandchild, uh, a close friend. It could be all kinds of things. But they're asking me intuitively to bring to you my beloved. In this case, is talking about your ethereal, sacred relationship with yourself as your own beloved. It says, I give thanks for the mutual love and attraction that I feel and share with my beloved. So, a focus on working with feeling love and affection and affinity to that which is you. None of us are perfect while we're on earth. So the imperfections along with the perfections that come along with being quintessential Edie, that's all your gift and all yours to learn how to admire, grow, shift, and change. Now, alongside of that is, I think it works out pretty well. I allow myself to receive. I allow myself to receive, and it's yellow. Keep in mind, this is red, so this is a kind of a first chakra energy. This is yellow, so along with that is a third chakra, stomach, lower, solar plexus, bottom of your rib cage energy as well. And it says, my needs are always known by my divine self, even before I ask. I give thanks and allow myself to receive. Countless blessings always come effortlessly to me. These are nice affirmations to have and to remember. And that does kind of go along with the message that they attached to the first one. I didn't even know that's what the second one actually said. So this is Edie. There's a lot of energy here for you to allow yourself to develop a more sacred relationship with your divine self, your higher self, and let her, he, she, it, her, and become closer and more intimate with your human self, your personal, your divine self and your human self, and integrate those two. The more you integrate those two, the easier it is to stay in your highest vibration and remain healthy and happy. So thank you for, lots of delay. Yeah.
Okay, and so I'm going to do Catherine's butterfly card. And then Heather is divine animals, so that'll be yours. Do you want Heather to do anything?
Nope. It'll be in the moment too, as much as possible.
Wait a minute. I'm hearing. Okay.
All right. Heather, I'm going to go ahead and pull for you while.
Yeah. So, Catherine, I'm hearing. I had to go down a little bit. The shuffling wasn't getting it. And I'm picking this card based on what I was told to pick. So, this motivation. And motivation, just intuitively, I know that a lot of times we have times where we kind of drag and it's hard to be inspired, or you don't know what direction you want to go into, so you kind of put the brakes on. And that's just my intuitive self, Catherine, saying that. So it says you drew this card because your motivation is changing, and what once interested you doesn't anymore. And what does interest you seems to be distracting you from your responsibilities. This card indicates that this pattern is stressful for you. Yet by facing the pattern, you are empowered to both understand and heal it. There's a need to deal with the boredom that has set in because of routine that no longer appeals to you. Sometimes it arises due to a desire for drama, to stir up stuff, and and in order to recover your initial enthusiasm, it's often enough to discern the truth underlying why your motivation was flagged. Other times, boredom is a sign of burnout, which needs to be addressed directly or by heading in a new direction. So, what I'm sensing that you're at a crossroads, and let me know in the comments, Catherine, if that's correct or not. But that basically recognizing that yes, there's things that we all have to do. There's always, the routine stuff that you have to do. Catherine says yes, spot on. and so you recognize, but if you're not having fun in the rest of your life, and you're not sure what direction to go into, even the stuff that you have to do starts getting slacked up on. And it's just like you turn into a little
Machine.
a machine or a blob. It's like I don't want to do anything. I
Stop it.
just
You stop
nothing is
existing. Yeah.
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 And so what I would encourage is for you to allow yourself to recognize that you know exactly what you want to do. You already know this, you already have this idea, and you're pushing it away. Yeah, that's coming through strong.
Girl,
um,
I'm not even doing a reading and I can hear that one. Yeah. Catherine, you're clotheslining and forearming something away from you.
yeah.
It's
And I'm getting that it's
that's a key to
because
something. Yeah, that's a key to a better path for you.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
getting it's because either you're not valuing yourself as being worthy. Chills, thank you. Know that you are worthy. You are perfectly capable of going in the direction you want to go into. And when you do, as soon as you start heading in that direction, doors are going to open up and the motivation is going to kick in, and the rest of your life is just going to light up. So, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm
Have
glad that
fun with
worked.
that, Catherine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Heather, you're next. You chose Divine Animals Oracle, and I started shuffling through these beautiful cards. I'm going to hold them up by one, and they said pull three. And what I did was I shuffled them until these three fell out. All right, that's always huge, huge indicator. Catherine said, "Thank you very much."
And she put a butterfly in the
And
comment.
she
That's
put a
awesome.
buttery fly. Very cool. Man, I'm burning up. My chi energy is because
Yeah.
we're in the zone.
If
Apparently,
anybody else wants a
apparently we're
reading, again, the decks of cards are listed above, or you can just tell us to pick. But if you tell us just to pick one, you have to tell us which person you want to do the reading. And we're not going to get hurt. No hurt feelings or anything. You can
well, we can
pick
just
either
keep
one.
going back and forth. If you don't care, we'll just keep going back and forth, guys.
Yeah. But tell us that you want a reading. And if you
Iris
don't,
is
we may
open.
do one for you anyway.
Somebody jump up. Yeah, Edie, you got a reading from me, and jump in there and get one from Iris now that Iris is open. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So for hang on,
Heather,
I'm getting yes, and a bunch of
divine
information
animals.
is coming in. I know. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, they said, pay attention, and they wanted me to tune in. All right. So for Heather, these cards came in this order, and they said this has something to do with past, present, and future, but I didn't draw them for past, present, and future. They are for you to discern. You decide which card means past, which one means present, which one means future. Your guides are also saying you need to whip out a pencil or a pen. Take notes because apparently they're going to lay it on thick. All right. So I'm going to babble a little bit to give you a chance to either type on a screen or get a piece of paper or grab a napkin and start writing. The first one that came out is a bat, and it's also called flying fox, and it's a fruit bat, which is a super gentle, sweet, puppy-like one. But what I've learned in these cards is what else is in the picture is very, very, very significant. And as you can see, there is basically a feminine divine person holding the nose, mouth of the bat, which in this type of circle, that's a sign of affection, touching noses and muzzles like that. And it's also a nurture gesture to be touching its mouth like that. And you're basically looking at a dog human type relationship. Remember, it's called a flying fox. So there is canine energy attached to this bat message. And I'll keep talking while I'll let you study it because the pictures in these are very, very important. The trees in there are important. The fact that the bats are flying and hanging upside down. I'm going to pull it back for just a second. I think up at the top, I think that's just his wing folded over because the edges of their wings are basically thumbs. I was looking to see if there was a baby in there, but there's not. And there's some posts back here that almost have sort of a Stonehenge effect to them. But anyway, pine trees have medicine messages in them as well. These cards are chock full. But writing down all of that, I mean, what's down at the bottom, we've got tropical. Oh, that's the ocean floor tropical. That's a little bit of coral, a little bit of sea urchin, a little bit of flowers. So, which think about it, tropical and then pine trees, kind of unusual. So bat medicine has a lot to do with nocturnal and or seeing living in the dark, seeing through the dark, being in the dark and being able to see anyway. Nobody can stop you. Don't think that they can. Okay. So, and there's more. So they're telling me to tell you it would be good for you to go online and look up bat medicine or power animals, totem animals, bats, and also the canine, looking up generic canine information, which is about pack and herd instincts as well. Family, village working together. Flying, keep flying. This is about connection to your sacred feminine divine, which is probably, in your case, since you're a female, your higher self. If you have a dog in your life or a dog-like cat, a cat that acts like a dog, this card is talking to whatever animal presence that is. I mean, you might have a bird that acts like a dog. You know, there's all kinds of cool stuff. In the interest of time, we must roll on. The second card is one that I've never, ever pulled before, Gorilla. And he is beautiful. He's a silverback. And he has, what is that? Looks like a mask. Yeah, he does. That's a mask under his elbow of a human. It's a human face mask. The human weapon beside him that looks like it's being set down like it was used for hunting. And he's watching the earth rise in the clouds in the distance. Yeah, when you get to study that even closer, that's actually the earth. So he's a mountain gorilla. He's on top of a mountain. He's sitting there. Yeah. I mean, Iris, feel free to chime in.
No, I'm just going. He's on somewhere, but not on Earth.
Right. Well, in this dimension, he might.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if the Earth's rising in front of him, then
that would imply that gorillas also exist on other planets, or at least the back of one that looks like our silverback. Mm-hmm. Oh, also there's numbers. This one,
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. So there you go. Numbers play into this. This card is a number 4. The bat card was a number 12. All right, so there's that information attached to that. Check out numerology for what 4 and 12 mean. Same thing, look up gorilla, silverback gorilla medicine. That's in the mountain gorilla. He's sitting there like a Buddha, like a monk on a mountain. Oh. And with his descendants' artwork, the African style mask of a human and the tool that's with it, which we know is a spear. So, big, powerful. That's a lot like I'm seeing a lot of masculine divine energy coming through this, where the other one was more of a feminine divine. Here's your masculine divine kicking in, trying to tell you something about your inner Buddha self. Needs to come out. And then here's the third card. And it is it's very faint, number 10. That's the part that's too faint to see. And let me move it up a little bit. And it is my God, I say it all the time, and there's tons of them all around the house. Well, who is the Ganesha? This is a Ganesha. And you see the elephant head. And this is a deity. It's got many arms. Ganesha has a lot to do with forgiveness, but also has a lot of other messages. You can see there's a secondary face from knowing about the story of Ganesha, it has a lot to do with him and his mother. I have a feeling that that's her. See the lightning jags? So we're talking about something very ethereal, sacred mother energy. Ganesha supports that. It's mostly mother-son type energy. He has something in his hand. It looks like a red ball. Nope, that's a rose with some daisies coming down it. Remember what else in the picture is also significant? Again, with the ton of flowers, there's a ton of different types. There's mums and carnations and roses and daisies and orchids and all kinds of things. And on top of his head is
Very scent oriented flowers.
That's a good point. Aromatic. Yep, the
Aromatic. Yeah, I
aromatics.
couldn't think of the word. I was just going scents. The nose scents.
He has a type of crown on his big old head. Very, very, very loving. And multiple arms also point into you're doing a ton of stuff all at the same time, but you're good at it. All right. It's okay to let divine help you maintain that balance, which another thing of balance is your male energy and your female energy that likes to access the male energy. See her reaching up and touching his nose? He's all tied again. Yeah. They say you get the middle finger going there. So
no, I was doing the on the nose.
Oh, even better pun, a little cleaner too.
Yeah.
So have fun with that. And namaste. Namaste.
Heather Hilton studied floriculture.
Yep. So so these plants are gonna mean a lot to you.
Oh wow, that is cool. From RCC.
There's pineapple, there's paradise, bird of paradise, there's gourds in here. The pine trees you saw, the gorilla didn't have plants with them, but the other one did. A lot of roses and aromatics, gladiolas, lilies. So have fun with that.
Okay. Yeah. And I was focused on Angela. I totally skipped Carissa, but I told her you could do her reading, and she wants
the oracle deck
card. Yeah, the oracle
gotcha.
deck. So,
Carissa, right. We will go after ours finishes next.
Yes, and so Angela, you can, I'm sure you've already been thinking about what you want to get out of this reading, and the purpose, and I've been shuffling the whole time. So now let me see. I'm here and just go with the top card. So, and I chose for you said any deck. I chose the Gabriel deck. And
I like Gabriel.
I was hearing Archangel Gabriel for you. So the card I picked, let's see if I can get it right, the correct way up.
Come closer.
Is Mother Mary.
Back up a little bit. There you go. Now you're in focus. Good.
Closer. And so Gabriel, obviously,
Mother Mary.
in there, talking to Mother Mary, and let me see. I have to look at it. Cool. She says, awesome. It says, the Blessed Mother is helping you with your divine life purpose. That is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no. So and she's got a book, and she's got some other things.
She's wearing a blue.
Yeah.
They both have halos, even though she's in her human form. You can see her halo. Very cool.
What's in his hand? I can't tell. Can you tell what's in his hand? I can't.
Back up a little.
Or is it just...
It's not in focus enough for me to tell.
Yeah, it's it looks almost like flowers. Detail. It looks like little white flowers, but I can't see it real good in my lighting. I can get lit up, but I can get lit, but I can't.
You're lit up, but that's it.
But let's see. Helping you with your divine life purpose. So I'm thinking that, no, I'm hearing that maybe you've been trying to figure out what that purpose is, and that you kind of know, but you feel lost at times, and that you need. So the reason this card came up for you is to reassure you that the help is there and the guidance is there, but you have to release the fear that you might make a wrong choice, and allow that help to come through. Sometimes, if you've ever been with an older family member and you try to help them with something, no, I got it, I can do it myself, and it's because they're they don't want to ask for help, and that's kind
Pride,
of where
pride.
you're trying to do it yourself, but some of the things you're doing, you're ignoring the messages that you get, and you're going, no, I'll get this, I'll figure it out some way. Mother Mary is there to help you. And let's see what the book says on it. It says this card signals a positive healing influence of Mother Mary in your life. Uh, she symbolized purity, devotion, miracles, faith, and care for children. Most likely, you're receiving this card because your life's purpose involves helping children, your own at home or those of others. This can mean parenthood or being a caretaker, teacher, healer, writer, artist, or inventor who helps children. You've also received this card to draw you in closer relationship with Mother Mary, um, who blesses the
Yeah,
lives of all who call upon her. Mother Mary, like Archangel Gabriel, is non denominational
yeah.
and unconditionally and equally loving to everyone. Call her name. Tell her about your feelings and ask her to help you with your life's purpose. And
Don't be
she will
shy.
always be there for you with the sweetest love you've ever felt.
Angela, that is so for you.
That's
That is
awesome.
so for you. Yeah, I was going to say, Mother. I think Mother Mary is one of your patron saints, personal
Awesome.
patron saints, isn't she, Angela? I mean, you don't have to comment on that if you don't want to, but I'm pretty sure Mother Mary's telling me she is for you, and all the commentary about all the motherhood caretaker aspects of your life. Yes.
Mother Mary, come to me speaking of wisdom, let it be. Yes. Yes.
Channel your inner John there, sweetheart.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. You're your inner
Yeah.
John Lennon. But yeah, for sure. Iris, dead on. Dead on. From the bits and pieces
Fantastic.
I know about Angela and from long time past Angela, yeah,
Good
for
deal. Good
sure.
deal.
You did a real good job. You
Well,
did a real
thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you. So I'm glad that,
Looks like Angela enjoyed it too. Yeah.
yeah, that just, I was definitely called to that deck as soon as she said so.
And Gabriel is important in there too. So Angela, yeah, like Iris said, yep, she pulled the Gabriel. Check out what Gabriel is trying to do with Mother Mary on your behalf or for you, to you, towards you, something.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're doing Carissa.
Carissa, and I pulled
And then Janine wants one from you, whichever deck you feel drawn to. So you'll do
No
those two.
Worries.
And if anybody else wants a reading, just ask for it.
Put it in the comments or the chat. Yeah, and
Because we
get you a
got time
nice
for a
balance.
couple more. Yeah.
We certainly do. All right, so Janine, the first card, I was just doing show me what Janine needs to know. Show me, show me, show me, show me. And these cards have two sides, and I'll read that to you. But the artwork and how the artwork makes you feel when you see it is a part of the message. There you go. Giving that a second. And it says, all my relatives. At the very core of our being, we are connected with all of life. Our actions, no matter how imperceptible, ripple beyond ourselves and touch all of creation. Our breath is made of the same air, we drink of the same water, and we are warmed by one sun and held by our mother. Put your ear to the earth and you will hear our hearts as they all beat in unison. Find your place in the mandala of life, not as a solitary soul, but as a part of all that is interconnected. Okay. And I'm heard I don't need to expound on that.
That was Carissa, right?
That was Carissa. That's still Carissa. Yep. And Carissa has a 3-card pull. Here's the next one. Again, how the card makes you feel is a part of the message. The artwork, how the artwork makes you feel, or what it makes you think of. Where am I going here? Here we go. And this one is called the clan call, like a family. Notice the first one was called all my relations. This one is called the clan call. All right, there's patterns in here. Pay attention to that for yourself, Carissa. And this card says, calling together the brothers and sisters of our one world tribe. We have so much to offer one another. You may feel alone. You may be disheartened or downtrodden, but that is no reason to hide. Signal a call. Find your clan and realize that we are all in this together. In a circle, we support each other. In a circle, there is always room for one more. Give yourself the sacred gift of belonging. Go be in community. Find your people, Carissa, because they're looking for you too. All right, they miss you too. They're looking for you too. And intuitively, these are total strangers that otherwise you have not met. You will know the second y'all be like grinning at each other and say, I feel like I already know you. Me too. I feel the same way. Those are your people. Mm-hmm. Last card. Again, how the artwork makes you feel is part of the message. I'm going to turn it because sometimes it feels different at a different angle. This one's called Shaman's Dream. Shaman's Dream. And it says, while you study on the image, there is great wisdom in between the worlds. Medicine women, intuitives, and healers of all cultures and throughout time have been beckoned beyond the veil to access sacred knowledge. Are you being called by this deep and profound work? Pay close attention to your dreams, for this is one of the ways that you will connect with spirit. Pray or meditate daily. Find your guiding light and follow its lead. It will help you to navigate the realms of mystery, interpret the symbols of your journey, and deliver healing counsel wherever it is needed. Carissa, you're becoming a healer, honey. The universe is going to conspire. Your village of medicine men and women that are on the same path. Yep, they're coming. They're going to help you do that.
They're coming to take you away.
They're coming to take.
Sorry.
Okay, that was a little harsh. Well, they are. They're coming to take you away from where you are to where you're going to be.
Yeah.
And your connection, your effect is going to ripple out into the universe with these people and of your own shamanic work. Own it, step into it, go find your people, and most of all, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, you ain't doing it right. Do it a different way or stop and go do something else. But have fun. That's your barometer. Am I doing this right? If you're having fun, you're doing it right. Namaste. Yeah. Namaste. All right. And Janine asked for
a reading, and Heather wants one from me. So
you do, Heather.
I'll do Heather while you get
prep up for Janine. Janine, we're going to do animules again. Go ahead.
Okay, Heather. I am assuming you asked for the Soul's Journey cards, and woo, there we go. I got terrible glare. And so I'm going to read from that, and to yourself. I hope I'm assuming you've been thinking on what you want to know, or if you just want to know something in general. So I've just been kind of shuffling and leaving it up to spirit to tell me when I'm at the right spot to stop. And I'm hearing I'm supposed to cut the cards and take the top one from the half. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Oh, there's two stuck together. This one, yes. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Um.
Earth. No, fear.
Fear. I realize
Okay.
that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love.
That's claiming it. All right.
Yeah. And so I think, or what I get from that is, just off the top of my head, there's really, okay. Like, really? Okay.
Yeah, you get these side conversations in your head.
Yeah.
I get it.
That I'm sensing that maybe you've been hurt
Maybe
in a
my ass. Of
relation.
course she has. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's there.
In a relationship in the past, I know I always come at it as, well, maybe it's this, and I know damn well it is.
Stop soft pedaling, Irish. Step into it.
Yeah, and so that has put you on high alert, and there is a fear of letting go of your feelings and processing the things that aren't serving you and letting them go. And so when you hold on to that, you can't move forward. And a lot of times fear is one of the biggest blocks that people have in progressing. So if you're
Sidebar, this is for everybody. Remember, it's not just for her. This is for everybody.
And Heather says yes, so that's good. I'm glad I'm on the right track. And I appreciate the confirmation. So if you are in, and Janine says, "Damn right." So if you, oh boy, everything just opened up. Okay, oh, this quickly because she said it was reading for everybody. Now I'm getting tell everybody this.
Do it.
So when you're afraid, it's like putting a big block in front of you because you don't want to move out of that fear. In some way, you think
it's a familiarity.
Yeah,
it's familiarity, right?
And and so if you can recognize where the fear comes from and how you got that fear, then address it and forgive yourself and forgive anybody else that was involved in that fear. Sometimes we have a fear because we did something wrong that set our life off course.
Or we think we did, but actually it's not that bad. Right.
Right. So forgive yourself for the mistakes you make. Those are learning tools.
Forgive yourself for the tough lessons you did, because there are no mistakes.
Ah, good one. Yeah. And
forgive yourself for the tough lessons. Yeah.
Yeah. And, for example, relationships. I've had several, and every time afterwards I go, why didn't I see that one coming? So one, I've had to forgive myself. Yeah. One, I've had to forgive myself.
Sure.
And on the other hand, I've also forgiven and thanked the other
Mm,
person
mm.
because they served an important part in my life to teach me something. And once I got that lesson and let go of my own fear of being in another relationship, things started opening up. Plus, I wasn't trying to cocoon myself anymore, and the rest of the world opened up, and I got to do more things that I wanted to do and feel secure in that because I had forgiven myself. So it's
It
circular.
empowers you. Yeah, it empowers
Yeah.
you tremendously. Absolutely.
And so you are, it says the fear, the thing says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So, what in essence that means is you are going to realize that you're preventing yourself from living in that energy of love because of fear.
Mm,
And let's see what the book says now that I've thrown all that out and watched the book totally contradict me, but that's okay because the
supposed to.
yeah. It's the outcome of all choices in life is determined by two emotions, fear and love. Your soul is made of the energy of love, and fear is an earthly manifestation of a challenge.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. Fear, in
That's
its
true.
many guises, is the obstacle that your soul uses to test its tenacity to stay on track. For a soul, human life can be very difficult, but acknowledging that your soul's true nature is love will always help you on your path. When fear rears its ugly head, it is really an opportunity for you to stare it in the eye and turn that doubt into trust. View it as a teacher. What lesson are you learning from these fearful? You use the energy of love to diffuse fearful situations, less often they will present themselves.
That's right.
So, yeah, so I guess that
You're
is pretty
giving,
much what I
yeah, you're
said.
giving it less power. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And also I encourage you to recognize that and if you agree with this statement, say out loud, you're saying it to yourself, obviously, but if you agree with what I'm getting ready to say yes and let that teaching come to you. Um, I'm hearing that wait a minute, back up, creator, back up.
She's telling the boss what to do. That's so awesome.
Can you replay that for me, please?
Mm,
Okay. Because I had it and I
take your
had to
time.
recognize that you are capable of getting the lessons you need free of having fear dictate how you learn, and that you know how to recognize and embrace the love that you have available to you because creator gives us unconditional love in abundance and it's never ending, and recognize that your soul all have access to that from the creator of all that is, and that you can live your life free of fear having to present itself to teach you. So if you agree to that, say yes and move
So be it.
forward. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that helps. I'm just going to say anything else.
I think I hit it right on the head and it was very clear. And I enjoyed that one. That was cool. Thank you. Because it really was very universal.
Yes.
And
And
it's
that
meaning.
affirmation that I just said, if she wanted, she could say yes. Anybody can say yes if they want that and get it. But you just
Yes.
have to say it out loud. Yeah.
Just got to say it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste. Very
Oh,
cool. Very cool.
every time I get a download like that, it just I love it.
Full body
Okay.
experience. All right. So, slight backtrack. Carissa, the gorilla card is not a 4. There's a number top of each card. It's a 1. It's not a 4, it's a 1. So obviously it wanted me to say 4 for a reason. So you've, instead of 3 digits, you've got 4 digits, and the 4th digit is a 1. Back to where we were going before. So Janine, I did a card pull. I pulled out 3 cards, and on the 3rd card, Spirit said, tell her to tell you a number between 1 and 44. I bet you anything you're going to pick one of these 2 cards that I've already picked out. You might not. Pick a number between 1 and 44. And that's what I've been shuffling around doing on the side here, was getting my cards back in order so I could get quickly. And type it in there. You picked number 12. Okay. 12. Our little our bad buddy is back again. Absolutely. All right. So, but the message is different for everybody.
We're back.
We got some sound effects. Yeah,
I love watching bats.
Bats are so cool, and I love watching them eat too. Little fruit bats. They're just.
There was a place in
like
Greensboro
puppies.
that had a fruit bat. It was a pet shop, and we used to go to that pet shop all the time because my dad raised fish.
Yeah.
And they kept one in the back, and then they got caught. They're not supposed to have them because they belong in South America.
Well, that's there's reasons for that. Yeah. All right, bat medicine for Janine. Bat. Ooh, Janine, this is about your old age. This is about your seniorhood. You're not an old lady, but you're heading that way. Yeah, and it's okay to come to terms with becoming crone. 50 years old is a landmark for you, but also 60 will be another stellar turning point for you. And I don't know how that relates to this card. I'm just being told intuitively that it is. And remember, every single bit of this picture is a part of the telling of the medicine. The partly bent wing up at the top. Actually, it's more like that. At the top of the card is a part of it. Something about curling. It might be part of a hand gesture that means something, or it's a blessing symbol. Of course, all these beautiful corals, seashells, and tropical flowers at the bottom. The pine tree. That is some seriously old medicine, and so is the sacred divine touching that beautiful little canine-y little fruit bat, flying bat face. And she's wearing a red dress. So, and that is number 12. Okay. The 2 that I picked for you, the first one went bam. Big time cat. Big. And it's mostly a black card. And there's 2 black cats. There's 3, a human.
You're blocking your sound or something.
How about now?
Yeah.
I lean too far away from the microphone. Sorry. And you can see that there's a human actually in the middle. It's Matt. You can see it with her lips and nose, but her eyes. And there is a burning triangle of light behind her, behind them. Heather's ratting you out. She says you got 9 cats. Well, cat medicine is still really, really big for you, obviously. The word intuition is down here. Guess what? There's another cat down there behind the words. I just now saw it. See its 2 little eyes? So there's actually 3 2 second dimensional cats and a 3rd dimensional human cat in the background. with it. Cat medicine is huge.
I
Very sacred, divine. Go
I want to
feminine.
throw out. I looked up the fruit bat and its meaning, spiritual meaning,
Yeah.
and it's a person who's aware of his or her own states of consciousness, inner awareness. And if such a person is capable of understanding the darkness of night, death, and even the world of dreams, a person with a bat as a spirit animal is guardian of the night. And I thought that was interesting because then you pulled up the cats.
Okay, these are all because the cats are guardians of night, of the underworld, spirit world, the crossing over, the crepuscular time, the dawns and the dawn and dusk time, and so on. Um, Girl, we're all looking at your shamanic path too. Yeah, we're looking at this life and the life on the other side of the veil, which is easier to access after the sun goes down. Traditionally, it's going to get easier to access 24/7. It is right now, but it's going to get even easier. However, these cards were probably created a few years ago. So translate that further into now. Cat medicine will always be a protector. Black cats, especially, are amplifiers, but they're also harbingers, carriers, amplifiers of magic. All right, spells, chanting, meditation, singing, anything like that. They amplify those energetic tools for themselves and for their humans. Um, you rock, 9 cats. I wish I have one. He won't allow other cats around. It's just him. So someday. So the third card is a 25. The cat card was a 37. These all have numbers. Yep, you picked a 12. This is a 37. And this is a 25. And it's another very dramatic card that is a. I'll hold it still for you in just a second. It's a peregrine falcon that's touching noses with a pharaoh. And there's a light burst where the two are touching. His beak and the person's hand has got a shiny bright spot to it. Peregrine falcons are messengers.
So one did the bat and the other did the falcon.
The falcon, yeah, very similar messages. For some reason, that energy is coming through. Feel free to look up falcon medicine and falcon teachings. They are they're especially known for their prowess at hunting, which means you get what you seek. Whatever you're going to seek, whatever you're going to look for, whatever you seek out, you're going to get it, which means manifesting is made easier with the assistance of peregrine falcon. The Egyptian element that was in there as well. Obviously, Egyptology, Egyptian medicine, ancient information. Okay, let's go there. ET, relations to Egyptian history. Yep. All those bits of information are going to be relative for you moving forward. So it's up to you to decide which ones of those, I think I can say it, which ones talks about your past, which one is talking about your present, and which one is talking about your future. They're saying it's okay for me to say it. This is your present. This is your past. That's your future.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
Namaste. Bless you.
All right. We're gonna do one more. Normally we'd be closing out by now, but I didn't make it clear, and I had one person, please. So I felt the yin. So she's wanting to know about what's gonna happen between her and her love interest. And I pulled the fairy cards for you. I just felt drawn to those. I've got choice 4 different cards, or decks. And So what? And Janine says thank you very much to Margo, and maybe let me see. I'm supposed to cut the deck, but not evenly.
That's
Okay.
pretty precise.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. So this is the card I have drawn for you. Holy shit!
All right, brace yourself, Avi, because when your reader looks down and says, "Holy shit," so,
uh,
some cool shit's about to come down.
New home, moving in a step in the right direction. Moving is a step
Nice.
in the right direction for you. She said she was scared now. New home. So and then look at I can see the card on the screen better than I can see it with my eyeballs
Avi
in this
said, "Oh my
light.
God, yeah, I'm thinking you're on the right track because we just had a bad falling out." Yeah,
Okay. So moving is a step in the right direction for you, whether that is you alone or do y'all live together?
well,
Yes. I'm thinking yes.
or at least part time. They probably do. Yeah.
Yeah. So let and as soon as I saw that, I just was seeing moving boxes and things going. And
Avi move.
yeah.
Iris is very naturally somewhat soft pedal because she doesn't want to hurt feelings or anything like that. But I'm hearing it very strongly too. Avi, you and your love interest will be a lot better off if you're not right up in each other's space all the time. It's not time for you two to live together. Your relationship can continue. You can even be really awesome friends or continue to date, whichever one you want to choose. Living together is not an option at this time.
They're not living together right now. They're co-workers, she said. But they had a
That's
bad
living
falling
together.
out.
Come on now. That's living together. You're together 8 hours a day in the same building. All right. So if you were contemplating it, hold off. Hold off.
Yeah. And then why isn't it coming up? Oh, new home. I'm looking in the wrong thing. Okay, let me see what it says.
Interesting. She says we
The
aren't in a relationship. We just like each other, or at least so I thought. All right. We
ah
may not be talking about Iris. Go back because I'm tuning into a different relationship than the one she's describing. I don't, this living together stuff. Avi, do you live with someone at all or do you live alone? Is my next question because this information might be for her living situation rather than her love interest.
yeah, and sometimes that happens, but
She lives with her mom. Okay. So, Avi, the moving thing, your love life will improve when you're not living with your mom.
yeah.
Okay. And totally resonates all research from these notes. All right. So, yeah, there's a delay there. So,
I mean,
Avi,
don't do anything that you're
rash,
not
comfortable with.
comfortable with or that you're not financially prepared for. We don't want you to jump into
Crazy waters and not be able to
yeah,
swim.
yeah. But
Go where you can swim comfortably.
and let me look because the thing says the
Having
fairies.
a roommate is fine. Living with mom is not fine.
But it's moving is a step in the right direction for you. Now, the reason is the fairies are so attuned to the Earth's heartbeat that they can detect changes far before we are aware of them. This card comes to you because the fairies foresee you moving to a new location with positive results. If you ask for their assistance, the fairies can help with this change, including letting go of your present home, releasing financial worries, and finding a wonderful new place. It can also be things like taking a step towards moving, such as finding a real estate agent or start looking at apartments and places that you could live or where you want to live. It could mean a positive change to your finances that allows you to afford a better home.
Changing jobs that requires you to move,
Yeah.
which would
Can
also speak to your other situation.
Also, it could mean considering a career helping others with their homes, such as feng shui or mural painting or landscaping or house sitting. Don't know what kind of job you have right now, but I'm also the relationship is a sidebar, and I know that was your primary question, but it's a sidebar.
She says
And
she
they
was more interested in him. She seems to be more interested in him than he is in her.
so what I'm hearing is that's not your real issue. The issue goes deeper than the love interest. If that's meant to work out,
It would
it
have
will, and just relax and let it be what it is. You need to focus on the
on your
move
on yourself.
and on yourself. Yeah. That's, I mean, and that happens a lot. People will come to readings and go, I want to know about this. And spirit just says, no, you need to know about this. And this is one way, because
This
when
will
you
affect
find
that.
yeah. And when you're finding that you're hitting a wall, such as this guy has a wall up,
There was that
then
relationship, right?
then it's being blocked for a reason. Um,
You're not ready yet, as much
yeah,
as you think you are
yeah.
or feel. Yeah, yeah.
So and the boxes and stuff, it could be me seeing you moving out, or it could be actually
Helping
you
someone
getting
else move.
your shit in order.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that could be symbolically getting your shit in order.
Yeah.
Avi, you deserve better, bigger, better. And actually, if that guy loses his temper with a coworker and you're not even dating, he's not appropriate for you in a more serious relationship than that. If that's how he treats a casual coworker friend, he's showing his true colors for a boyfriend relationship with him. Doesn't work for him and you. All right, he might be better. He might not do that to someone else that he's better for. I'm just saying, so I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying the energy between the two of you already is not
It doesn't feel right.
copacetic. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not even coming through as right.
And you feel like it's your
He's a learning curve. He's learning what to do and what not to do. He's important that way, but he's not a final destination.
okay, and you're also feeling like it's your fault. We
No,
tend to
not
take
even close.
on the blame
Yeah.
and recognize if you made a mistake, or not a mistake, if you did something that was misread. Let's see, because I kind of have anxiety and some mental issues.
So you're automatically going to blame yourself. No, it's not that simple, Avi. No,
Yeah.
everybody's got anxiety and mental issues. Nobody is 100% perfectly mentally healthy in this society in this day and age. You kind of got to let that go.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot more deeper stuff. We're kind of coming to a close, but I think
Yeah.
it's hard for me to let him go. You don't have to.
Right now it
You need
is,
to
but
put
it's going
him
to
on
get
the back
easier.
burner. Yeah. You
Wean
need to put
yourself
him on the
away if
back
you
burner.
need to. Yeah, yeah. Wean yourself gradually if you have to, but there's a better person for you coming up.
Right.
All right. It's worth it to let this one go.
Ask yourself what has he done for you lately? Janet Jackson.
Besides show you what not to do, yeah. What does he bring
Yeah.
to the table for you?
Yeah. What does he
When
bring?
Avi, oh boy, Avi, you're focusing. Yeah, you're getting hyper. She's asking when. LOL. You're hyper focusing on the relationship with him, and you're missing what Iris said a minute ago about it's not really about him. It's about growing yourself and healing yourself and moving yourself up and probably even moving your residence. And don't worry about the relationship stuff that will come in. You're hyper focusing as a distraction on what did I do wrong and whose fault was it and did my I feel guilty, I feel responsible, blah 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 blah, and you're focusing outward on all that relationship crap and who's to blame and all those old low vibration distracting thoughts and vibes, and it's distracting you from the main point that Iris was trying to convey which is actually AV needs to be okay with AV
Yeah.
before you worry about other relationships.
And I know that's hard to hear, but you need to take a deep breath and focus on your next steps and um, forgive yourself. Bless you.
Thank you.
And move and just chill out, girl.
Take a deep breath,
That's
Amy.
exactly what I heard. Just chill. It's gonna be.
Oh, yeah, you didn't do any. You were just human, Avi. And if he can't roll with what you are, where you are now as a coworker, you guys are not in the playing field for boyfriend, girlfriend. Work on yourself. Work on you being happy. When we say work
Yeah.
on yourself, we're saying work towards you being happy with you,
Because
regardless
then you can
of anyone
share.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, thank you. We like you too.
yes. And with
Work on
that,
you. You're happy. Yeah.
yeah, but you work on focus on what's gonna work
Grow
for
you and
you.
yeah.
Yeah. And the rest comes.
An
The rest.
appropriate boyfriend will be attracted to that. And
Yeah.
obviously this guy is not. Yeah.
Aw.
Thank you,
Heather
ladies.
says,
You're
thank
both
you,
double.
ladies. Yeah, you're both double dipped in awesome sauce. Namaste. That is awesome. Yeah, I get my bell here. So thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back same bat time, same bat channel next week. And next week's topic is, I thought I brought it up and I didn't, is oh crap. Wait a minute. Oh, signs.
Oh yeah.
We all see
Signs and
signs, or
symbols.
we ask for signs. People pray for signs. Oh God, give me a
The
sign.
sign.
And sometimes a sign can literally flash in front of you and you totally overlook it. So we're going to talk about what those are and how to recognize them and all that kind of stuff. So thank y'all very much. Namaste, and we appreciate you being with us.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining The Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margo Ross Sears. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons. Visit our Facebook page for broadcast details at www.facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo. Show is copyrighted 2022 by Iris Carter and Margo Ross Sears. All rights reserved.